Hey there! Welcome to the 6 simple steps for growing a profitable travel blog masterclass. Now, I'm Jessie on a Journey, and I teach an array of travel blogging classes. What I've noticed with a lot of the other classes out there is that they focus solely on how to grow a following. And yes, this is super important, but what I want for you is to understand how to turn that following into a sustainable, profitable business. Now, what I'm about to teach you is really the crux of what I teach in most of my classes. We just build on these. But knowing these 6 steps is really going to put you in a position to grow a business that runs on autopilot, that makes money when you're sick, when you're tired, when you need a break from traveling, when you're sleeping. So let's dive in. Step number 1. Start with a narrow niche. Now, I know what you're thinking. Everyone says this. I thought this was going to be a unique masterclass. I'm going to add a step for you. I want you to define a narrow niche that also has a mission that helps people. So think about this statement. I help blank group of people do blank. How do you help them? Consider what topics people often seek your expertise in, or if you don't know, call up 5 friends and say, hey, what do you see me as an expert in? What kinds of questions would you come to me for help on? And actually write down these answers. Once you have your list, I want you to consider what topic you could write about indefinitely. So if you study abroad in China for a summer, that's great, but having a blog called Jenny's Summer Abroad in China has, an ending. It's a finite timed experience when what you want is something timeless. You want something that you can write about for the foreseeable future because this is going to be a business for you. Once you have your I help blank do blank statement, this can be your mission. This can be your tagline. This can be what you use in your social media bios. And feel free to jazz it up a little bit, but it's a very helpful statement that will direct the course of your blogging brand. Step number 2, do a niche audit. So you have your niche, identify the popular blogs in that niche, and create a pro-con list. What do you love about these blogs in terms of the content, in terms of the user experience, in terms of the design? And what don't you like? Consider if there is a medium being left out, like video, or a point of view being left out. Is there a demographic that's not included in this niche? Really pinpoint where there's a gap. So let me give you some examples. Now, these companies aren't blogs, but consider companies like Lemonade for renter's insurance or Oscar for health insurance. These companies have taken pretty boring, cut and dry niches and made them fun. I also want to give you an example of a past student I had. I had a woman, she was a baby boomer, she loved yoga, and when she was doing her niche audit, she realized, hey, nobody's really giving baby boomers challenging yoga routines. They're kind of just doing chair pose and child's pose. So she identified that gap and then she filled it. And this is how you are going to be different and stand out from all of the other travel blogs that are already out there. Now we're on to step 3. Get very specific about who you can help. Just knowing that you want to target female travelers or male travelers on gap year isn't enough to make your audience really feel like your content was written just for them. So you want to ask some questions about your audience. What are their demographics? What values and beliefs do they hold? What brands do they love? What does their day look like? And what do they love about their day? And what don't they love so much about their day? Where do they work? What would they change about their job? What do they enjoy about their job? And one of the most important questions, what are their problems and pain points? And pain points refer to the feelings and emotions surrounding a problem. If you can ease these pain points for your audience, this is what's going to get them coming back, subscribing to your email list, and becoming a true community member. So how do you define these problems and pain points? Well, get a piece of paper and a pen and head over to forum sites like Quora or Reddit or Yahoo and find a forum that relates to your niche. So say we go to the solo travel forum on Reddit. We can look at the questions that people are asking and start to identify some of the problems that they have. So if you see that the solo female travelers in the group or maybe they're first time solo female travelers, and they're asking, okay, is it safe to travel Colombia solo? Or will I be lonely backpacking Europe by myself? You can look at these questions, is it safe to travel Colombia solo as a female? Sure, the problem might be a lack of knowledge about Colombia, but the pain point is whether this lack of knowledge might put them in danger. Moving on to step 4, now you're going to want to create an amazing free opt-in or content upgrade. Basically a free gift for people when they subscribe to your email list. Okay, so you've got your amazing, helpful, free blog content. You've got your awesome social media shares, which should also be fulfilling that mission of helping your target audience. Now you want to further help them through this freebie. You want to think of what will enhance the content that you're creating and also help the audience in a very easy, digestible way. So things that work well. Printables, PDFs, checklists, cheat sheets, free 5-day email courses, case studies, white papers, resource guides, maybe a free trial of a product. Now, a lot of people ask, okay, well, what about ebooks? In my opinion, and I'm not saying that ebooks can't work, but I've tested it myself, and just the way that I feel when I opt into something, ebooks are long, and I might click into the freebie to get the ebook, but am I really going to read it? Chances are no, because it's long. Instead, I'd much rather have a checklist or a cheat sheet or a swipe sheet where I can get what I need really quickly, or even the free 5-day email course where I'm going to get what I need in daily digestible chunks of information. So that's just my opinion. You can test it out yourself, but personally, I would experiment first with the easy printables that help people quickly and see how that works. Now, the other question I get is, what if I want to create multiple content upgrades for different pieces of content? I have 2 solutions for you. 1, consider a resource library. So a resource library will be one place where you direct your new subscriber where all of your checklists and cheat sheets are. And this allows you to create different worksheets, checklists, and things depending on what you've written. So maybe your niche is travel photography and you have a post on how to take great landscape photos. And your opt-in freebie might be a cheat sheet on camera settings for outdoor lighting. Then maybe you have a post on how to take great portraits, and you have a checklist on how to set up the light to take a great portrait of a person. You would create these different opt-ins for the specific pieces of content they relate to. You would promote the specific checklist or cheat sheet in the relevant content because, you're targeting the right person for that. But all of these checklists and cheat sheets would go into one resource library, allowing you to have one email list that everyone is on and everyone has access to this library. The second option is to break up your niche into 2 to 4 categories. And by the way, I recommend doing that anyway, just to stay focused, but break up your niche into 2 to 4 categories. So if your niche is solo female travel, maybe one category is safety and another category is female travel carry-on essentials. And this will keep your content really focused. You can create a different opt-in incentive for each of those categories, and you can target people based on what they're reading. And to do this, I use a plugin called Convert Plus. It is a paid plugin, but it's affordable. It's less than $50. I can't remember the exact price, but it's super, super powerful. So basically, you can create different pop-ups advertising your different freebies, and they'll show to specific people based on what they were reading, and you can target people based on post categories or post tags or specific URLs. Here's an example. I have a solo female travel free course that I offer to people when they opt in. That shows to people who read posts with the category solo travel. I also have a travel blogging resource library. This will show to people reading posts tagged blogging. So it's really easy to set up, really intuitive, and really powerful. And it lets you really target people based on their interests. Now, right now, I want you to start thinking about what you'll create for your opt-in freebie, but don't create it yet because I want you to really think about step 5 beforehand, which gets me to step 5, come up with a product. Now, paid press trips and affiliate marketing and paid influencer campaigns are a lot of fun and they're all good, but to really be sustainable and diversify your income streams, you're going to want to have a product or service that further helps your audience beyond that awesome free content and that awesome free email opt-in. So a few products and services that I've seen other travel bloggers offer include courses, tour guiding or tour companies, travel advising, travel products such as clothing and accessories like Beers and Beans and they still do, an awesome travel scarf with hidden pockets in it for your passport. I've seen Lightroom presets if you're known for your photography, travel tools, travel apps. I do want to make an argument for courses. So as a travel blogger or a blogger in any niche, you are setting yourself up to be known as an expert on a certain topic. So it only makes sense to create a course to further help your audience. You already have this group of people in your community that you know want your help on a certain topic. So you already have your course idea right there, and you don't need to be a business or marketing focused course. I've seen courses on travel hacking, on full-time travel, on solo travel, on backpacking for the first time. So really think about what would benefit your audience. What would they want to buy from you? And just so you know, it's really easy to create a course. You can do it on a platform like Thinkific or Teachable, and it's no harder than writing a blog post in WordPress, totally, honestly. And I use Thinkific. You can add PDFs and videos and discussion forums and pictures and surveys and quizzes and all kinds of stuff. It's just a drag and drop type of thing. It's really, really easy. Now, let's just step back to step 4 in this masterclass real quick. You want whatever it is, whatever your content upgrade is, it should be a natural segue to your product or service. So if your product is a travel hacking course, maybe your opt-in incentive is a travel hacking checklist. You know that someone that opted in to that checklist will have the interest, even if they don't buy right away. You know that they are your target audience, that they're interested in learning more about how to be an awesome travel hacker. This gets us to our final step in the masterclass, step 6, nurturing your community. And this involves wowing your readers with amazing content, getting them to join your email list through awesome content upgrades, and then nurturing them on your email list and eventually pitching them your product. So what I recommend is sending out an incredibly helpful, valuable email once per week to your community so that you stay at the front of their mind, so they're thinking about you. Beyond that, you also want to nurture your community immediately when they join your email list. And you do this by creating an automated email funnel. Now, the goal of this automated email funnel, and the reason it's called an automated email funnel, is that you create the funnel and you set it up to send out at specific times depending on when someone opts in. So maybe you trigger the welcome email to send to them as soon as they opt in, and maybe you trigger the sharing your story email, and I'll get into all this in a sec, the day after, and maybe the next email comes 2 days after that. You set these triggers up, and your email client, like if you use MailChimp, it will automatically do the work for you. You just create the emails and set up the triggers. So the point of this funnel is to welcome your community member, to educate them on your topic, to empower them, and to break down any objections they might have to the sale, because the final email in this funnel will be a pitch. So here's how mine looks. Once someone opts into my email list, they immediately get a welcome email that just lets them know, hey, thanks for joining the community. Here's what you can expect from me. The second email they get the next day, and that is me sharing my story, but in a way that is relatable. So the subject is, you can start a profitable travel blog. Here's how I did it. I want to show them that, hey, yes, I am a profitable travel blogger. I am able to make a full-time income on this, but that wasn't always the case. I started from scratch too and worked my way up and learned strategies to help me get to where I am. You can do it too. I want to empower them. I want them to be able to see that this is possible for them. The next email I send out, and spread these emails out, every other day or so, The third email will be an educational email to empower them with knowledge. And mine is titled 6 Things Not to Do When Starting a Travel Blog. In the next email, I eliminate doubts on the topic, 3 common fears of new travel bloggers, and how to eliminate them or how to overcome them. I want them to realize these fears are totally normal and they're also totally, you're totally able to overcome them. Nothing weird there. The next email will be that, overcoming the objection to the sale. And I touch on the fact that a lot of people that want to become travel bloggers are a bit hesitant because they think that they have to just quit their job and start traveling, which totally isn't true. So this email has a subject, why you don't need to quit your job to become a travel blogger. Next email, I do a bit of a pitch primer. I'm not hard pitching anyone, but I do mention my product. And this is another teaching email, empowering them with knowledge. I want them to see me as a true expert on the topic. And this email is titled, A Simple Formula for Travel Blogging Success. After that, they'll get the hard pitch email where I pitch them my course. And this one's titled, What If You Always Wonder What If? And I say that because for a lot of people, we have these dreams. Me too. You have these dreams. You want to do it. You want to go for it. But you wait until the time is right. But the time will never be perfect for anything. If you want to make a change, you've got to change something in your life. You've got to take action. And that's what this email compels them to do. And I hope that after being nurtured and empowered by my content, by my emails, by my content upgrade, that they feel like I am the right person to take them on the journey to achieving their dreams. Whew. Okay, I know that was a lot. Thank you so much for sticking with it. And look, you do not have to complete all of these steps in a day or even in a month. You don't even have to complete them in order. Think about what you already know about your business. Maybe you already know what product you want, or you already know your niche, and then build out from there. Whenever you need to refer back to the video, feel free to do so. It's here for you. If you want this class in written form, just head down to the description box. I have a link to a free 5-day email course that I offer, as well as some other helpful educational goodies. And if you like what you saw, please subscribe to my channel. I'm always publishing new travel and travel blogging videos, and click that little bell so you get the notification when new videos publish. Lastly, if you have any questions, comments, or takeaways, feel free to drop those in the comments and I'll get back to you.